Well, howdy, folks. Daryl Keith Norman again here. Hope you had a good week. Uh, this week's song is, I believe, episode 22 in our 52 song series that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do a song every week for a year. You're probably getting sick of hearing these, but I'm going to keep putting them out until somebody from a record label just decides to pick them up for their artists. Um, anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And this week's song is called "What Would Willie Do?" There's kind of three songs you need to write when you come to Nashville. Is you need to write a song about Nashville, you need to write a song about Grandpa, and you need to write a song about Willie. So anyway, this is Tom Botkin and my version of our song about Willie. And we'll play it here and come back on the other side and chat about it. What would Willie do?
There's a pretty girl sitting there at the bar, staring a hole in my old guitar. Lord have mercy, what would Willie do? She's peeling the label off a cold Bud Light, rolling up something, needing a light. My God, what would Willie do? He'd probably sing something about getting stoned, whiskey riffing and hitting the road, and then step outside and chill when the set was through. Take out a lighter, take a toke, and all her troubles would go up in smoke. Guess I don't have to ask, what would Willie do? She's paid her tab and now she's moving closer. It's closing time and I'm a little less sober. Heaven help me, what would Willie do? She's drop dead gorgeous, there ain't no doubt. She's an angel flying too close to the ground. Lord forgive me, what would Willie do? He'd probably sing something about getting stoned, whiskey riffing and hitting the road, and then step outside and chill when the set was through. Take out a lighter, take a toke, and all her troubles would go up in smoke. Guess I don't have to ask, what would Willie do? He'd probably sing something about getting stoned, whiskey riffing and hitting the road, and then step outside and chill when the set was through. Take out a lighter, take a toke, and all her troubles would go up in smoke. Guess I don't have to ask, what would Willie do? Guess I don't have to ask, what would Willie do?
Well, that was, excuse me, that was What Would Willie Do, written by Tom Botkin and myself. And as you probably figured out from watching these things, Tom and I write a lot together, and I really enjoy writing with him. I feel that we could write a song about anything, and it'd wind up being at least good. It may not be a hit. I'm kind of thinking this Willie song probably isn't a hit, but it's a lot of fun, and it's just a good song. I enjoy writing with Tom. I wish we could do more of it, but we're both kind of getting real busy, and seems like the songwriting tends to take a back seat, and I really wish that we were both at a point where the songwriting could take the front seat, and this is what we could do full time, because I'd write every day with Tom. I mean, it's just fun to write with him, and he's such a good writer, and he's such a good friend of mine, and it's like I enjoy spending the time with him. But anyway, I was telling you in the intro that you need to write a song about Nashville when you come to Nashville. You need to write a song about Grandpa, and you need to write a song about Willie. So this is our song about Willie. And Tom and I have both spent many years working in bars, both as musicians and then as waiters and bartenders and whatnot. So we decided to set this in a bar, and the guy singing it is basically the guy who's singing on stage to a girl in the audience, and he's trying to figure out, you know, if I was Willie Nelson, what would I do? Now, I've often wondered if it bothers Willie that he's known as much for his weed smoking as he is for his classic songwriting. I don't know if it bothers him or not. I hope this song doesn't offend him because I'm such a huge fan. But he is kind of known for smoking a lot of weed. Toby Keith and Scotty Emmerich wrote a song called I'm Never Gonna Smoke Weed with Willie Again, because apparently Willie gets the best stuff there is. And so we kind of used that as our idea from writing this song. It's still not legal here in Nashville, but it might as well be. All the musicians, songwriters smoke weed here, but it's probably not as good as Willie's. But anyway, that's kind of what the song was about, and I wanted to pay homage to him too, because number one, he's just one of the best songwriters Nashville has ever seen, and I've always admired the fact that he just kept doing his own thing until Nashville came around to his way of thinking. Nashville didn't know what to do with him, and he wrote Crazy for Patsy Cline, which was just a smash, and he'd written songs for other people that were just smashes, but they didn't know quite what to do with Willie. So Willie just gave up, went back to Austin, and said they could come to him, and eventually they did. Him and Waylon got together, for all you younger kids, and they were called Outlaw Country. And it was because they just didn't fit the mold of what was happening here in Nashville. And they broke through, anyway. And I've always admired that, because he knew what he had was good. It just, you know, everybody else didn't know what to do with it. And Nashville is kind of like a copycat town. You know, if somebody has a success, then, well, everybody says, well, I always knew he was going to be a success. That's not true at all. Everybody who's had a success has been turned down more times than you can count. And it just, I mean, when you do break through, then everybody's your buddy. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I always knew you would be big, you know. And it's like, I've had people sit there and say, well, Daryl, I think you'd be really big if somebody would just pay attention. And it's like, well, nobody's paying attention, you know. So it's like, but anyway, when I worked for Wayne Carson, he hired me to archive and catalog his catalog, and his biggest song was Always on My Mind, which Willie made famous. And so in a roundabout way, Willie put food on my table for several years there when Wayne was paying me to do that. And then I also worked with Leon Russell, and Leon and Willie did an album together, and they had a #1 song off of it called Heartbreak Hotel, which was originally an Elvis song, but they went to #1 with it as well. So inadvertently, Willie was paying my bills over there too, and I've never met him, so if he catches a glimpse of this, just, hey Willie, hope you like this song, because it's done with the highest of admiration. And So anyway, this is just us sitting there having fun writing one afternoon, and I wanted to demo it up because it's too fun of a song to just let it sit there on your shelf. But anyway, hope you had fun listening to it, and we'll talk to you again next week. And have a great week. Aloha.